Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the man in everything. When the battle would get thick, that the companions would do what? They would go behind the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How do you get proficient in the Quran? Reciting the Quran. The companions did not declare anyone to be a kafir besides abandoning the salah. If a person wants to be consistent in working out, if a person wants to be mujtahid, a hard worker, first he has to solidify his deen.
للاجتهادات التقليد هذا حد العالم هذا طالب هذا راسخ والى اخره.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه وخليله وصلوات الله وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد، فإن الأصدق الحديث كتاب الله سبحانه وتعالى وخير هدى هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. So Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu has reported that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that a strong believer is more beloved to Allah than the weak believer. But there is goodness in both. So the ulama, they have mentioned that this just is not in spiritual strength. This is also in physical strength. So if we know anything about the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was the strongest, right? He was the man. When we say the man, in everything, when it came to his wives, when it came to jihad, when it came to Quran, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the man in everything. Now, saw, and he was strong. He was very strong. The way he walked, the way he talked, people knew that he had strength. He had a different type of, they say today, an aura. He had a different type of aura. They said that during battle, when the battle would get thick, that the companions would do what? They would go behind the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when we start to think about the companions, Umar ibn al-Khattab, Hamza, these were warriors. They were strong. The swords they were swinging were light swords. They were heavy. And in order to carry that type of weight, you have to be physically strong, right? And how do you become physically strong? By working out. Not once, not twice, not 3 times. How do you get proficient in the Quran? By reciting the Quran. Not once. So you can't separate deen and strength. It is one and the same. So when people ask me, how do you become consistent in working out? You don't pray Fajr. You'll never be consistent in working out because you're not consistent in Salah. Inna bayna rajul wa bayna shirk wal kufri tarku salah. Between a man and between a kufr and shirk is the abandonment of the prayer. The companions did not declare anyone to be a kafir besides this right here, abandoning the salah. So if a person wants to be strong, if a person wants to be consistent in working out, if a person wants to be mujtahid, a hard worker, first he has to solidify his deen. After shahada is the salah. I tell people all the time, in order to be strong, you have to be strong in deen first. Once you get that discipline, you got the discipline in playing video games for 5 hours. You got the discipline in playing basketball for 4 hours. But do you have the discipline to make 5 salawat a day? Once you accomplish that, then you move on to the rest, that which is necessary. So you can't expect somebody to fight for Islam You can't expect somebody to protect his wife and to protect his family if he doesn't even pray. How? It's impossible. Being strong in deen first, and then it is gonna go with everything else. If a person asks me right now, would you rather work out on a consistent basis or pray on a consistent basis? Meaning you're out of shape, but you pray. I would rather pray than be out of shape than be in shape and not praying. Why? Because we know that being in shape is worldly. It's a worldly affair, but it also correlates with the religion. But being on deen, that's going to follow you from now until the akhirah. So when it comes to working out in certain countries, in certain places, and being strong, it's ajib. To see a person jogging, it's strange. Some of the Muslims and the Muslim lands and different countries, non-Muslims, they look at working out as something foreign. But as you can see now in today's world, everybody is talking about fitness. Everybody is talking about health because they know the importance of it. How are you going to make ruku' if your back is hurt? How are you going to make sajda? So, to be physically strong, you also use it in the deen on a daily basis. The man is the protector and the maintainer of the woman. We are the imams in the household. So first we have to be strong in deen, then we're going to have to be physically strong as well. So I advise the brothers here and the youth, especially the youth, because you are the future. You have to work out. Be disciplined in working out. And I'm going to tell you this. Unfortunately, I did over 10 years in prison. And in there, you're dealing with a lot of different personalities. You're in a housing unit packed with 40, 50 men, murderers, rapists, you name it. I mean, some of the toughest guys you're going to ever meet. One wrong, false move, a mistake, looking in this person's cell, crossing in front of this person without saying, excuse me. Foolishness. I mean, pure will kill you, will stab you up. And they work out like their life depends on it because it does. It does. You might say, nothing's never going to happen to me. You're going to be walking over here to the train station, walking over here, and somebody attacks you. You can't breathe. You're out of breath. You take 2, 3 flights a step. Okay? How? You have to be prepared. You have to be prepared. You never know what will happen. Allah has placed us here to protect the religion. Spiritually, physically, all around the board. And I'm not going to hold you brothers too long. Jazakallahu khair. And if anybody has any questions on how to start calisthenics or how to start working out, feel free. Akramakumullah.
The Ripstick is a powerful little tool that fits right in your pocket. You can use it anywhere, home, gym, or even on the go. It's designed to target your smaller, stabilizing muscles that calisthenics and weightlifting usually miss. Great for shoulder rehab, injury prevention, and full upper body activation. It's super convenient, affordable, and also hits your abs hard. Whether you're a beginner or advanced, the Ripstick takes your training to the next level.